Hey guys, it's Miss Marnon. So we are on our last day before our test. So I've made this kind of outline of a study guide for you guys. When you guys are in high school and college, you're going to have to create your own study guides to study for a test. I want to find actually some of mine from my college classes to show you, but I kind of just set this one up for you. So today's lesson is going to mostly be like a scavenger hunt kind of deal, and I'll show you what that's going to look like. So today we're just going to organize all of our thoughts so we have this study guide we can use. So for our DIN, there's 2 questions. What have you learned in this unit? And which topics were the easiest for you and the hardest? So you can actually go through and answer those questions. You can pause this video right now if you want to do that. But this is going to be more of a scavenger hunt than a teacher-led lesson. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. So for this lesson, we actually broke it up by topic. So the first topic is unit rate. So there's 2 questions. How do you know when you need to find the unit rate? How do you calculate unit rate? An example. So what I mean by scavenger hunt is you're going to actually go into your notes. So whether that's you're looking in the content library at mine or in yours, and you're actually going to look for unit rate. We actually have a page called unit rate. So you can look at this and see what we learned about unit rate. So here we have a procedure for unit rate is a fraction. We use division. We learned all about this. So you can actually write that in on your page 14 study guide. How do you know when you need to find it? So I would think about, we wrote about what words to use, and then how do you calculate unit rate? And then you're going to post an example. So we also did this under page 11 if you wanted to. We did 7RP1. So if you did not know how to get an example, you can do this. Everybody has a snipping tool on their computer. So you're just going to click new, and now it's going to just make a box. So if I wanted to get this example here, this number 1 and 2, I can do this, and you can copy it or use Control-C. And on your page 14, where it says example, you can paste it right in there. If you are in person, you might have to look at your notes and then write it out. But if we are online, this is a really good tool that we can use to kind of take things from different pages and organize our notes. So this question, how do you know if a table is proportional? We have proportional tables. We have a couple of different pages on that. So if you want to look at this, you can look at these procedures and the problems that we did. Or if you remember, we just reviewed it on this page. How do we see if a table is proportional? You can use that snipping tool again to snip it out. So I kind of got to do it again. I didn't get everything. So if I want this, maybe I want this whole thing. So if I want this whole thing, I can use Control-C or go to Edit, Copy, and I can paste this on my study guide. So how do you know if it's proportional? I can do that. What is how do I find the constant proportionality? So you can go through and see how we did that, and then post an example. So this is more like a scavenger hunt from your notes. So you're going to look through your notes. How do you know if a graph is proportional? If you want to not just look through your notes, you already know it off the top of your head, like it's a straight line through the origin, you can type that in here. I just think that it's a good idea for us to go back and look at our notes, and then making sure you're also finding an example for each one. How do you write a proportional equation? I think this is going to be one of the harder ones. For your exit ticket, it says pick one thing you will study before your test. I know a lot of us have problems with the proportional equations. So maybe you're like, I need to study how to write a proportional equation. It says, what page in your notes is this topic on? So I could pick page 9, 10, or even one of these review pages if I'm doing proportional equations. So you're going to put that number here so I know that you actually looked at your notes and found it. And then pick one problem to try again. So from that page, if you're online, you can use the snipping tool to snip out just the problem, and then you're going to try it again here. If you're in person, you might have to write it out by hand a little bit, but it's going to be okay. So this lesson, I'm not going to lead you directly through it. It's a scavenger hunt going through your own notes. When you're done with this, make sure you're going back onto Canvas, marking this as done, and seeing what else you have to do for today.